So, my friends, today we are going to explore how to become truly successful and how to cultivate unshakable willpower by activating a specific part of your brain. How to live a longer, stronger life without chasing biohacks. And we're going to see why biohacks don't actually work. So you can become smarter, never develop Alzheimer's, live longer, and all of this because inside your brain there is this button. So there is a button you must activate, and its name, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. No technique can push this button for you. This you must do on your own. And most people find it difficult to do this. They never learned this as children. I had a difficult childhood, and I was forced to learn it. I was forced through severe abuse to learn how to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived. I wouldn't have achieved anything in life. Of course, I had my mother who used to say, gain strength from your weakness. And yes, she would tell me, you have to do it, you will do it, which in essence was a form of coaching. But yes, you can do it alone. But for those who can't, there is coaching. But get a real coach, one that pushes you, one that trains you like an athlete, one that will make you a champion. So today you will understand why those who do personal coaching perform far better, because their coaches help them activate that exact button. Dr. Andrew Huberman tells us that there are studies, plenty of data and studies in humans, not in mice, showing that when people do things they don't want to do, like add 3 hours of exercise a day or week, or when they resist eating a dessert they crave, anytime they do something they don't want to do, this brain area grows. And it's not about adding more work. It's about adding work you don't want to do. And what is very interesting about this brain area, it is smaller in obese people. And it's normal. Why? Because they only do what they want. They eat what they want. They do what is easy. They avoid what is hard. They don't eat the broccoli they dislike. They eat the chocolate they crave. And that is the key. You must do what you don't like. You must do what is hard for you. And at its core, this is the same as what spirituality teaches us, to kill the ego. I remember telling a woman who also channels, we must do this, we must. And she was saying, oh my God, I don't obey must. Who would say must if they were enlightened? Well, now it's being proven by neuroscience. Of course, spirituality has many musts. Jesus said it too. The path is narrow. It comes with many musts. We must push ourselves. We must discipline ourselves in order to evolve, to become smarter, and to live longer. Anything worth doing has musts. So this region grows in athletes. The more elite the athlete, the bigger this brain area. Why? Because they have endured much more pressure to do what they didn't want, to wake up drained and go run uphill. It's also significantly larger in people who overcome serious challenges, who go against what feels possible, against what feels bearable, in order to transcend the challenge. And it's been observed that people with a large anterior mid-cingulate cortex live much longer. Greater willpower and persistence, more resilience under stress, ability to overcome challenges, and most notably, increased longevity. In particular, elderly individuals with larger AMCC volume tend to maintain cognitive function and motivation much longer than peers. Some researchers now propose that AMCC may be the neural seat of the will to live, not just willpower. But let's see what is going on with biohacks. We know that ice baths are considered biohacks, but do they really work? If you love doing ice baths, it won't grow. But if you hate cold water, if you are afraid of drawing and you still get in, that's when this brain area grows. But the moment you start to enjoy it, it shrinks again. So it's that exact feeling, I don't want to do this, or this is so hard, or when we say, my whole family will turn against me, but I'll do it anyway. That's what grows this brain area. And you must do these unwanted things often in order to become a way of life. You know, many people wake up and say, oh, life sucks, and they do nothing. We all have these days, but we do these things anyway, and that's when you develop a strong mind. So stop feeding yourself excuses, because the more you do that, that brain region literally shrinks, and so does your lifespan. So as Dr. Huberman says, there are no hacks. The way to expand this brain region is to keep doing what is hard and what you dislike. Yes, me too. I used to wake up sometimes and say, oh my God, I feel like nothing today. But I do those things anyway. So just do it. There is no bypass button. That conversation in our minds will happen anyway sometimes. And please know, it's not something other people have and you don't. It exists in every brain, but you have to build it and grow it. So it's just a matter of opening that portal. Someone who goes to the gym and trains, if he hates the gym, then this grows the brain area. But someone who does even more sets, but loves training, it won't grow. In fact, it will shrink. So they need to find something else, something they dislike, in order to grow it. I know it's not fun, but it's a choice everyone has to make. The moment you feel like nothing and you transform into the hero who does everything, that's when you grow that part of your brain. And I really love what David Hawkins says, that we are all like lab rats, but we are also the scientists. We create ourselves. So if you feel something is missing, maybe it's the potential you never unlocked, because you have locked it up inside. You have not accessed it because you keep things easy. You stay in your comfort zone. And in that comfort zone, that brain region shrinks and you feel like something is missing. Studies show that 75% of your potential is locked away and chained because you never said, I'll go against everything and do what my soul wants. 75% of your potential is in there, locked and chained, because you never dare to find your soul, your will, your mission, your heart, your determination, your guts, your courage, and that is terrifying. So we must understand that we limit our own box, and our box becomes so small. You are locked, says David Hawkins, chained in a teeny little box, and that box is defined by the few things you are capable of doing. And David says, my own box, it wasn't even a box. It was a tiny pinhole. And after a lot of self-observation, after I grew some will, and then grew more and more will and more courage, it became bigger than this table. And he adds, there are no hacks, my friend. It's you versus you. So here is the truth. No technique, no guru, no biohack can press that button for you. The anterior cingulate cortex, the willpower center, the seat of your life force, only grows when you show up, when it's hard, when you don't want to. And that's your moment of power. You either build it or you shrink. So ask yourself, what's the one thing you keep avoiding? That's exactly where your life starts to change. Not where it's easy, not where it's fun, but where it hurts and you go anyway. That's how you activate the button. That's how you remember who you are. That's how you live longer, think clearer, and finally break through. Now go do what you don't want to do. Your ideal future self is waiting on the other side. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, hit like and subscribe. And in the comments, let me know one hard thing you are choosing to do today. I read every single comment. Thank you. Bye.